You guys thought you were rid of me, didn't you? Well, I have news for you folks. Let's get on into the game. Hello everyone, it's me, it's Mr. 79 on this glorious day of still in January mode for some damn reason. February 8th, 2017, and we have a great... Oh, my options are all screwed up, aren't they? No, it's actually fine. Well, I guess it's just the quality of my earphones, because I did get new earphones, so I'm going to test those out on this glorious day of February 8th, 2017, nonetheless. And we have a nice TvZ to help do something to your day. Spawning in the bottom left position of underground, representing our red Zerg player, it is Roomcajs. I hope that's how I pronounce his name. And in the top right hand position of underground, representing our blue Terran player, it is Nilisa! Nillis, right? God, you know what? The worst part with people with anti-phonetic names is that it's so hard to... Oh, well... My heart immediately just grew 3 sizes that instant he threw down a second refinery before barracks. Anyways, the name NLLS, is it like Niyasa? We'll call him SchnozBerry. SchnozBerry seems like a very fair way because, you know what, if you're not gonna pronounce your name in a phonetic way, I'm just not gonna even bother. So SchnozBerry gonna go ahead and go for that triple gas before racks. Very interesting play indeed. While Roomcajs seems to be going for the standard hatch gas into pool. And yeah, let's get into the game. Obviously. Yeah, that was just my half-hearted attempt to segue this into a conversation about what's going on in the channel just recently. So, like I said, 2 casts a day were pretty much killing me with my schedule. You know, I didn't have time to, you know, do some of the... Well, let's see, how appropriate do I want to make this? Let's just say I was strapped for time, alright? So I'm gonna go in, take it nicely and slowly, gonna enjoy my casts a bit more. Not that I didn't enjoy them before, I just felt a bit stressed, you know? So I'm just gonna go ahead and cast when I feel like it, get on a nice schedule and do that. Along with some other important updates, let's see, what else is going on in the amazing world of Mr. 7, 8, and 9? Cool promotion, oh, sorry. A cool promotion Afrika is doing is that... If, I don't know the specifics on it, but I saw it in r/Starcraft the other day, and they're giving away this really beautiful ass keyboard, like a Razer Black Widow Chroma, like looking guy. Like, it's something you look at and think, wow, if only my fingers had the honor of touching that, right? And they're giving a good away to one streamer on Afrika TV, as long as they stream for around an hour and use the title Starcraft. It was kind of confusing about what it was, but basically it's you stream on their platform, you have a chance to win this keyboard. So I thought, hey, maybe that'd be a nice way to start streaming. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. If you guys want to come and watch me, I'll let you guys know about that. You probably don't, but in case, on the off chance that you guys do, I'll probably keep you updated on that. Not too sure how I want to address it so far, but definitely going to do something about it, because it seems like too good a deal to pass up. And I want to start streaming anyways. It seems like a fun thing to do. So I will keep you guys updated on all of that. One last thing before this report jumps into the main base and we have to actually start commentating the damn game. You know, what you came here to watch. Okay, I'll ignore that. One last thing. I was spending a lot of time coming up with this nice video idea that I'm going to go ahead and post to the channel in a couple of days, so just be on the lookout for that. I feel like it's going to be very, very nice, very funny, kind of informative, and I think it'll be a nice addition to the channel. So go ahead and look out for that bad boy. All right, let's get back on into the game. So let's address the planetary fortress in the room. What the hell is it doing? I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and be very, very intrigued to find out. The planetary fortress in the main base kind of gives me an idea that kind of gives me the idea that he doesn't have one, is basically how I'm gonna put this. Oh, it all makes sense now. Oh man, okay, so and then 2 Stargates. No, stop, my pants are gonna explode, man. So here's what it is. Here's this build order so far. It was double gas before anything else, before even barracks, just double gas, planetary fortress, into command center, into double starport. I mean, I am just so excited to see what the hell happens this game. Looks like Roomcajs, how much of this does he know? While this Reaper gets the crap kill out of it, does see the Bane nest. It seems as though Roomcajs is pretty much on the dark, and actually this Overlord is not moving Corp toward this position, who can blame it, and doesn't know what SchnozBerry is doing on his side of the map. It looks like it's going to be some Sky Terran kind of play. And you know what is absolutely garbage versus Sky Terran? Banelings, even though they do look cool. So Roomcajs definitely has to find out what he's playing against very, very soon, if he wants to have any chance of repelling the Terran attack. But it's actually pretty dangerous. Ooh, double tech dive actually. If he comes in with like you know, 2, 4, maybe even 6 Banshees with Cloak, that could do horrible things to our friend Room says. Especially if you're not prepared. One Spore Crawler each base, I would almost venture to say that's not enough versus a Sky Terran kind of player. It's really odd because generally you, I don't want to, I'm trying to not sound offensive, but generally an upper league player would be able to look at what our friend SchnozBerry is doing and absolutely thrust his mighty Zerg erection into the Terran player and kill the crap out of him. However, this is Gold League, and there's a little bit more leniency for very creative builds, such as this one, Double Planetary Fortress. I'm so excited for this, definitely. Oh man, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, damn it, but that is of no concern, because there are 2 Banshees and Cloak on the way, and I cannot contain my excitement. Room says still has no idea of what the hell is going on. His ult was gonna poke on in. Actually, now I'm gonna see the placement of these. Yeah, he's gonna see a Planetary Fortress and be like, some wanky. I don't want to say shit, because I don't know if the Swarm can curse, but Room says no, there was some janky special tactics going on for our friend SchnozBerry. SchnozBerry has 2 benches about to finish up that are going to have Cloak. 1 Spore Crawler can repel that, but once you get into the stages of 4 Banshees, 6 Banshees, you definitely need that Spire response, or a lot of Queens and a lot of Spores. Gonna have to see how Room says deals with that. Nate's gonna go ahead and try to go for the counterattack, but that is a Planetary Fortress. They do actually might scout out the Banshees if he's careful, and yes, actually does see the Banshees. The question is, did he see it? And it looks like Spire is on the way. Even if he did see it, he already has the proper defenses in order to defend. Next, I can go ahead, scout out that there is actually a whole lot of nothing going on in Terranland, because SchnozBerry has his base over here, which, you know, Planetary Fortress is only as good as it's. I don't know what happened. Oh, that happened. Yeah, okay, not much doing there for our friend Room says. Looks like it is going to be a total of 0 things killed to 16 units killed for our friend SchnozBerry. Definitely pretty effective there. And looks like an SCV. Yeah, okay. I just don't know. Yeah, what do you want from me? I don't know. What I'm gonna say is that Planetary Fortresses, when you have a full-on frontal army attacking them, they're not really that amazing. They're just gonna make the trading a little bit more of a nuisance. You definitely need to back it up with your own army, so a proxy Planetary Fortress, maybe not the best idea as it sounds, because if they find it, it's gonna die anyways. Meanwhile, Banshee is actually doing a decent amount of work here, killing off 3 workers and a Queen, forcing a reposition on the Spore Crawlers. And looks like a couple more are on the way, and the Queen actually here did die, and the Queen from the main base isn't coming to help in the defense. So a decent amount of workers are actually going down for a whole lot of nothing for our friend SchnozBerry. Great play from SchnozBerry. Look at all these drones just dying so effortlessly. Look at that. Yeah, I said look at that like 20 times, whatever. Looks like Spore Crawlers are going to finish up, maybe pick off. If you can pick off the 2 Banshees, that would be definitely a better trade. But look, still more workers going down. It is now 18 workers killed to a big fat Zilcherino from our friend Room says. And it looks like the Spire has finished up, and looks like Corruptor is going to be the favor of the day. Yeah, tries to cook that at the very last second. Looks like this is a very intense position, and I don't think all the things in the world could break this very efficiently. What he can try to do is demolish this SCV line, which I highly think it can do. It's going to be tough to maneuver though. What Room says needs to do is maneuver around this yeah, definitely not that. It's maneuver around this Planetary Fortress, go into the mineral line, get into some nice surface there on the SCVs, and hold position. And it looks like that's exactly what it's going to do. And actually, no, you're going to try to just attack the Planetary Fortress straight out. Probably not going to work out too well, but looks like the splash damage is doing a little bit of something, but I don't think it's just effective enough. And actually, Bane drilling on in, doing a much more damage than I would have anticipated. That definitely isn't enough to score just a little bit. 2 Banshees killed for 19 workers, but 11 workers killed for our friend Roomcajs. SchnozBerry definitely hurting at least just a bit, knowing, starting to finally feel the dangers, the pressures of having bases on literally all different sides of the map. What is so bad about this? I don't know. What's so bad about this base? Why not just take this base, man? I just don't get it. But that is okay. I'm not meant to get this. I am meant to cast it. Room says is at 44 to 27 total workers, 34 to 17 total army supply. And let's take a look at the units tab. It is 1 Banshee, 4 Vikings, and a siege tank to actually a pretty nice Hydra Viper composition. Gonna definitely be anti-Skytoss for sure that the Spore Crawler can still see. Quick fun fact, the Spore Crawler can see farther than he can shoot, so Banshee did get taken out there, unfortunately. 5 more drones on the way as well, some more Hydras, and I feel like these Vikings no do much, unfortunately. It's gonna be my prediction. However, 2 more targets being thrown down. SchnozBerry realizing that he is having a tough time spending his money, and that is definitely a wise idea to throw out more production facilities. And actually, Corruptor's gonna... Ooh, that would have been truly cool. Try to throw down Caustic Spray in this Planetary Fortress, but there are missile turrets through the buff. And it looks like... Can Caustic Spray outrange a missile turret? That is a question. I have no idea, actually. Are they gonna do it? Maybe we can find out. No? It's gonna sit there? That is A-okay as well. 1-1 has finished up for our friend Roomcajs. If we look at upgrades, yeah, +1 at melee attack, +1 carapace, and now he's working on a +2 carapace and +1 ranged attack for his Hydralisk. Gonna go ahead and get that +1 air weapons for his Zerg army. Generally, you only do that with Mutalisk. I mean, 99 times out of 99, you want that armor on the Corruptors, because that is their main objective, to tank those shots. Armor is much better on Corruptors than flying armor, but that is or rather flying attack, but that is A-okay. It's not probably going to be the hugest deal. Looks like Roomcajs gonna go ahead and try to position himself to launches. Whoa, it has been a while, folks. Gonna go ahead and position themselves to attack this 4th base, setting up a nice offensive line. Let's see how the Planetary Fortress deals with this. There's actually nothing to defend it, no orbitals for our friend SchnozBerry. Yep, it's just Planetary Fortress all the way, so there's nothing to be able to defend this. And actually, this Planetary is actually gonna go down. Gonna take a couple of Hydras for the price of its life, though. Yeah, definitely taking out a couple, but yeah, Hydra DPS is too strong. There's no repair. The Planetary Fortress does go down, and my phone is going absolutely bonkerinos. For some god-awful reason, 156 total supply. I don't want to say this is over. I know what you're thinking. 15 Hydras in production to, you know, 6 Vikings, and that's it. And I can understand why you would think that. It's actually a very good thing to think, but it's not over. Another command center being built up, actually a lot more. What our friend Roomcajs can do is play a bit too defensively and let SchnozBerry get back into this game, which definitely is a possibility. However, you probably know, judging by the length of this video, that either is the case or is not the case. So I don't know how to keep your attention, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you a story about a Corruptor. Actually, I kind of talked myself into a ditch there because I have no Corruptor stories. God damn it all. What has been cool, let's talk about some Heart of this Forum stuff for a while. Is that a good idea? No, that's a horrible idea. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna watch the game. We're gonna enjoy the rest of this crazy game while it lasts. And it looks like Corruptor's gonna go ahead and move on in, not get too much work done for their efforts, unfortunately. Big assault of contingency of Hydra's gonna go ahead and try to pressure this Planetary Fortress nonetheless. SchnozBerry, I'm telling you, man, you can't just... Planetary Fortresses are good, Siege Tanks are good, Liberators are good, Widowmines are good, but unsupported, they are not very good. You need your army over here to help defend. And I don't know what this Viking count is doing. It's just climbing. I don't know why. He knows those Hydras. Looks like Hydras are going to start taking out this Planetary Fortress. SCV is actually not repairing soon enough. There we go. Can the Hydras out DPS it? Of course, Hydras can out DPS anything on the planet, even a Planetary Fortress. And looks like this Siege Tank is going to go down very quickly, as well as all of these SCVs. It is currently 104.96 total supply. And SchnozBerry, looks like the 98 Vikings at a time production just isn't working out, as well as the triple armor. It's so I don't want to say so stupid because that'd be mean, but I mean, SchnozBerry, man, get your head in the game. Oh boy, looks like Roomcajs is having none, absolutely none of SchnozBerry's shenanigans, and it looks like SchnozBerry has had enough. He is flying over with enough Vikings to contest around 3 Colossi in a Protoss army, but definitely not what you want versus 90,000 Hydras. Look how quickly they're gonna end, losing 1, 2, 3, probably 4, yeah. I'm so amazed how high Hydra DPS is. It gets me every single time. I mean, they don't look like they do much, like squishy little spiny little annoying things. And do a lot of damage, and yeah, it looks like the Vikings aren't gonna trade out. Yeah, Hydras do a insane amount of damage. Looks like the Hydras are taking out more of the Vikings. I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't even need a guess. I can just like click on the map and you can pretty much get what is going on. Ready? Here we go. Oh, actually, no, that's a good thing. Okay, let's focus on the bad things. Let's focus on negativity. And that's all she wrote. Looks like Roomcajs are probably going to come in for what I think is the final engagement. Actually, Hydra's not taking the best engagement. There is no overseer. So actually, this is one of the ways Roomcajs kind of throws this game. Gonna go ahead and lose this whole Hydra army. Actually, yeah, gonna lose the whole Hydra army for not a bunch of anything. Only escaping with a handful. Good trade there from our friend SchnozBerry. Not out of it just yet. We know, folks. We know. I'm not gonna sell it to you. We know he can't win. But you know what? He can make it a bitch for Roomcajs to try to kill him. And meanwhile, he can actually do some strong counter damage himself. which is definitely what we're going to be looking for in this game. How well can SchnozBerry salvage the situation? Can he make it at least a close game? Let us find out. He has killed 27 Mercuries to the 35 of Roomcajs, and looks like Roomcajs still doesn't have another Overseer. Yeah, actually no, he does have 2 of them, but and one is okay with his army. Okay, so I should have no problem on the detection part of things. Looks like he is going to go ahead and take down this gold-based location just to get that additional income. This base landed here is so very sad that, you know, for obvious reasons. So sad, in fact, he's going to throw up a single SCV, or actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SCVs, in hopes that it'll make him feel better, and surprisingly, it does. Finally getting some income, Mr. friend SchnozBerry, for the first time in what feels like ever this game. Actually, 4 Banshee Contingency can actually do some damage to Roomcajs mineral line. We'll have to see how that works out. There are a lot of larvae, because Queen Grub's injects his room says very good indeed. And it looks like this base is still producing, getting a medevac for some reason, unbeknownst to even God himself. Medevacs now began the way, and +1 vehicle weapons, ship weapons, and vehicle painting being researched at the same time. It reminds me of the good old days when I threw down triple forge for no damn reason. And it worked very well. Actually, no, it was quadruple forge, yeah. I remember one time I wanted to do this double forge build, right? Which is, you know, 2 forge double upgrades, yeah. And then I ended up throwing down 4 forges. And I'm like, you know what? If I didn't just, you know, say, oh, damn it, I guess I'll just get my +1/+1, stick to the plan, minimize damage control. No. That's what a plebeian would say. What I did was, you know what? I have these extra forges, I'm gonna use them. So, long story short, I hit a +1/+1/+1 timing as the Protoss player and did surprisingly well versus my Terran opponent. So that is just... that was just fantastic. I guess that's the same I'm thinking here for my friend SchnozBerry. Gonna go ahead and get this Planetary Fortress Caustic Piston. Not too much saving this bad boy. Missile turrets haven't finished in time, and boom, does go down. It is 200, total supply to 54. I have never seen such a one-sided game in my entire life. Actually, it's not too one-sided. I've never seen such a one-sided position in my entire life. What does SchnozBerry have going for him? Let's see. He has a completely minor Planetary Fortress and this bad boy. Like, what's your game plan, SchnozBerry? At this point, do you think it's better to queue up a new game and say, you know what, I did all I could this game. There's nothing more I can do to win? Or do you think stick around? Maybe you get his hero siege tank. Maybe Roomcajs will just send his army in, dancing it every single time, and then use his drones to kill his own hatcheries while his queens kill each other. I mean, just seems improbable in my opinion. But you know what? This 4-bench hit squad is a start. Meanwhile, Roomcajs moving on to this final entrenched position of our friend SchnozBerry. SchnozBerry has 2 siege tanks, a bunch of SCVs ready to repair. Actually, this position may still be hard to crack, but no, setting up a good concave. Where are you heading? Oh, they're gonna go ahead and go home for the defense. Meanwhile, this Hydro Contingency is gonna take out the siege tanks, the planetary fortresses. Look at it, how fast it is going to go down. Needle Spines didn't get to death, and boom, it does go down. Hydra's now a free reign in the main base. Meanwhile, Hydras are being sent home to recuperate his losses. Doesn't want to lose to 4 Cloak Banshees at all. Is there any Overseer anywhere on the map? There is one over there and one over there. So actually no detection if these bad girls cloak themselves. And yeah, actually 4 Banshees can one-shot Hydras. But look at that, 4 Overseers on the way at once. So we can see 4 times the Banshees. Which is, I see nothing wrong with that reasoning. Looks like Roomcajs meanwhile is going to go ahead and destroy the main base of SchnozBerry. These ultra graphics, more words and GG it's called. SchnozBerry was defeated and Roomcajs has left the game. So, you know what, that game, even though it may have not been the most back and forth, it was definitely a very interesting game. Did I just say it wasn't an interesting game, but said it was a very interesting game? No, I don't think I did. It definitely was interesting. He tried to make it work, and if nothing else, we saw some cool strategies coming from SchnozBerry. He had the good idea. He was like, you know what, I know how to abuse positioning. We saw that SchnozBerry had these elements. He saw that a planetary here, siege tanks here, he walled it off, he got some proxies for, you know, reasons unbeknownst to many people. But in the end, Roomcajs just knows that this kind of strategies against a competent enough player just tend to fizzle out and die. As it turns out, 10 Vikings do not beat 32 Hydras no matter how much you fly over them. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, is the story of Starcraft, and everyone, thank you so much for watching today's cast. If you like that, go ahead and leave a like on this video. It helps me out more than you may think. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you are so inclined, and I will be so certain to get back to you on that as soon as I possibly can. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more Starcraft 2 content. Watch out for some more channel announcements, including the Africa stream, in order for me to... You know what, I'm doing a horrible job selling that. I'll tell you about it next time, folks, because remember, the internet could always use more heroes.